If you find claw marks on the outside of a cabin, something tried to get in. But if the marks are on the inside, something was trying to get out. Tonight, I'm following reports of a creature seen walking these woods on two legs and running through them on four. The first report came from a driver just after midnight. He saw a barefoot man standing beside the road, dressed in torn clothes, staring into the trees. When the driver looked back in the mirror, the man was gone. Something much larger was running beside the car. Behind the guardrail, the footprints begin human. Bare heels, toes pressed deep into the mud. 20 yards later, the stride becomes longer. The toes narrow into claw points. By the tree line, whatever made them was no longer walking like a man. The werewolf has never been frightening simply because it has claws. The real fear is the transformation, the idea that a person can feel their own body changing while something older takes control. The human does not necessarily vanish. He may still be in there, watching through the same eyes. The trail leads to an old ranger station, abandoned after a fire damaged the eastern wall. The lock is broken. A chain hangs from a steel bolt in the floor. Torn clothing lies near the door, and every deep scratch in the wood was made from inside the room. He is standing behind the station when I turn around, barefoot, bleeding from the palms where his nails have split. He does not ask who I am. He looks at the moon behind the clouds and says only one thing: you need to leave before it sees you. He says the transformation begins before the bones move. Sound becomes painful. Every heartbeat nearby becomes impossible to ignore. Human voices stop sounding like words and start sounding like locations. By the time the body changes, the hunt has already begun inside the mind. The first sound is not a howl. It is a breath cut short. Then branches shake where no wind reaches them. His silhouette drops, rises, twists, and for one terrible second, the shadow on the ground becomes larger than the body casting it. When it steps into the road, there is nothing mythical about it. Wet fur, scarred skin, mud packed between black claws. It stands upright for only a moment, long enough for me to see the one part that has not changed. The eyes are still his. It follows me to the creek, but it does not attack, not immediately. When I repeat the man's warning, the creature stops. Its ears lower. Its breathing changes. That means the human is still listening, and whatever part of him remains is fighting for control. Then the clouds move away from the moon. Whatever hesitation was left disappears. The creature drops onto all fours and crosses the creek without touching the bridge. It does not chase like an animal following a scent. It cuts ahead like a man who already knows where I'm going. This is not a wolf learning to hunt people. It is a person using a predator's body. It understands doors, roads, hiding places, and fear. Every safe decision I make is one the man inside that creature has already made before. I reach a hunting cabin and lock the door. The scratching begins almost immediately. 3 slow cuts through the wood, silence, then 3 more. But when I turn toward the back wall, I see older scratches there too, all of them carved from inside. The door breaks open, but the creature does not come through. It is outside, clawing at its own chest, forcing itself backward from the entrance. The eyes lock onto mine, not hungry now, terrified. The man is using every part of himself that remains to keep the beast from crossing the threshold. At sunrise, the creature is gone. The barefoot man is lying near the ranger station, alive and human again. He remembers nothing after the moon appeared, but when I tell him the beast let me go, he looks at me and says, "No, I didn't." Then I find this scratch across my arm. It never broke the jacket. It never touched my skin. At least, that is what I tell myself. But in the camera reflection, my eyes catch the light differently now. So maybe the beast does not always spread through a bite. Maybe sometimes it only needs to be seen. Would you return before the next full moon? Let me know in the comments and make sure to subscribe.